Hi, everybody. This is the cybersecurity graybeard, self-described, coming at you once again. This is a bit sooner than I had thought. The turnout and comments and questions were fantastic. I really appreciate it. So I've decided to do this one a bit sooner to help a friend of mine that I'll talk about momentarily. Before I get to that, however, I wanted to mention that I have put up a website, cybergraybeard.com. You can reach me via email at cybergraybeard@gmail.com. I've also converted these YouTube episodes into podcasts, MP3s, and they are now on Apple iTunes or the Apple Podcast tool, as well as streaming elsewhere, Spotify, and soon they'll be on Google and all the others. So if you don't have a chance to YouTube me, check out the audio. I appreciate that. Thanks again for spreading the word. Please keep it up. Mention it on your social media as well, and thank you. So with all that out of the way, I wanted to go ahead and talk about the topic of the day, which is job hunting. This actually is for everybody. This isn't just for students and early professionals. I'm actually answering a question for a friend of mine. Again, as in Dragnet, names are changed to protect the innocent. So we're going to go ahead and call him Brett. So Brett is a friend of mine. When I was the director of IT at XIO Technologies, Brett worked as a software developer. He didn't work for me. However, there was a close tie because he was utilizing a lot of the systems that my team was responsible for. Real solid guy. He really knew his stuff and was very helpful. Sometimes he did things that made our lives very difficult. However, we worked together as a team to resolve it, and that's a big part of information technology. So Brett is in his early 40s, I believe. He has been around the industry for quite a while. Brett is married, he has kids, and he came to me and said, you know, I've been working at this company for a while, and I'm thinking about switching from software development and memory storage, and I want to get into cybersecurity, and how do I do that? So I'm going to meet up with Brett, and I wanted to give him some advice as well as the rest of you. Now, I'm giving this to you from personal experience, and I have found extreme success in job hunting this way. In 2014, I was laid off once, left a job pretty quickly, so I was unemployed twice. And then in 2018, I was laid off again, and I found the job that I currently have with a fantastic company. I've been working here now for about a year and a half, and I was out of work each time for between 6 and 12 weeks. It was pretty quick. I learned a lot about the job hunt in that time. So this is tried and true for me, and I have passed this on to a number of people. So I want to share it with you as well. Again, I encourage you to share this video for anybody in the workforce. And this is not specific to cybersecurity per se. I actually used to work in healthcare IT, and I helped a friend of mine with this method. I think she found it quite valuable as well. So the first thing is this. Looking for a job is having a job. Something my mother once told me. It's great advice, and it's very true. You need to put in the effort. If you're going to just half-ass it and look for a job here, a little job there, unless you get, you know, a shot in the dark and blessed and lucky, it ain't going to happen. You have to work for it. So the way you work for it is this. You create a spreadsheet, or that's how I tracked it. You want to track it other ways, that's fine. Create a database, create a Word doc. I don't care. However, you need to track who you applied to, the date, what the job was, the link of the job, a little description if you want, if that'll help you. Who you contacted, and I'll get to that in a minute, their phone number, their email address, their LinkedIn if possible. Track the information because you're going to want to follow up. You're also going to want to have another document. This should be a Word document. It's a running outline. What you're going to experience, as we all know, so maybe you've already experienced it, is you're going to have to answer the same questions. Why are you special for this job? Why do you want this job? What have you done for your previous employers? What are your successes? What are your skills? And rather than typing them from scratch all the time, have a running document. I called it an outline. It originally was an outline to tasks I wanted to do, and it grew into this 12 to 14 page running document. And so when I would get the same question, tell us a little bit about yourself in 100 words or less. I had that. Tell us a bit about yourself in 500 words or less. I had that. Tell us what your skills are. I have that. I'll get to that in a minute too on the resume. So keep the information there, keep it in a Word doc so you can cut and paste it. And I know some of this may sound obvious. However, obvious to one is not necessarily obvious to another. Rather than starting from scratch each time, grab the data out of that running outline and go ahead and paste it into your application or into your cover letter or whatever you're going to go ahead and do. You're going to need to find a contact at the company you applied to. And this is huge. This is how pretty much everybody gets a job. It's who you know. It's networking. So I applied to a company, Aero Electronics. I didn't know anybody at Aero Electronics. So I reached out and I looked to see if I had a first there. And if I did, I would say, hey, I appreciate your help. I'm looking for a job. Here's the rec. Can you help me? Now that I work for a very large company, I've had people do that and say, hey, Eric, we know who you work for. Would you go ahead and help us? And absolutely, I then go ahead and put them into the system. I contact the hiring manager for my friends and the people that ask me and try and put them in touch. Most of the time it's unsuccessful. However, you only need to get it right once. So LinkedIn, reach out. If you don't have a first there, look for a second. That's a little sketchy, a little tougher. And if nothing else, reach out blindly. This is a real story that actually happened. I applied to a company as a sales engineer, didn't know anybody there, had no first. So I started looking through the LinkedIn employee list and I found a guy that was a director of sales engineering. Sent him a note and I said, hey, really appreciate your help. People want to help people. I said, I'm looking for the hiring manager for this job. Would you mind assisting me? And he actually responded and said, Eric, I'm the hiring manager. I got deep into interviews with that company and I was expecting an offer. I ended up getting this other one, which was a really exciting opportunity for me. So I took it. I'm still in touch with that individual. I really appreciated everything he did and does. And who knows, maybe I'll work for them in the future. So reach out blind if necessary. I know LinkedIn tells you not to. I don't care. Everybody likes to help everybody, or at least most people do. Give it a shot. Worst thing that happens is you get rejected. And you're going to get rejected a lot in the job hunt. Don't let it get you down. When you get a response, it's a great endorphin hit, nice dopamine shot. Good. Move forward, move on. Have a lot of coals in the fire. The next thing is you don't need to check every box. This is really important. People look at a job rec and they say, I need to have A, B, C, D, E, and F. Oh, I've only got A, D, C, and F. Fine, apply anyway. Who cares? Worst thing that happens is you don't hear back from them. You don't need everything checked. If they say that you need a master's and you only have a bachelor's, apply anyway. If they say that you need to have these certifications and you don't have any, apply anyway. They want to hear from you, and the worst case scenario is you don't hear back. Apply anyway. I applied to 250 jobs in those instances back in 2014 and 2018. Out of 250 applications, I had maybe 15 interviews and I had, I think, 5 job offers. So that's a heck of a lot of rejection. You got to get used to it. Don't let it get you down. You only need to win once. All right? Push forward, move forward. And you should be doing about 3 to 5 applications a day. That is 3 to 5 sent off. You do that 5 days a week. You're looking at 15 to 25, and you're going to get a job really quick. Really quick, I mean by probably 90 days or less. Where to look, where to apply, and how. Dice.com, I owe my career to Dice.com. I have found jobs for the last 20 years from that website. No, they're not paying me. No, they're not a sponsor of Cybersecurity Graybeard. However, if they want to be, I'm okay with that. I love Dice.com. Put your resume out there, reach out to people, and hunt. Another thing that you need to do, and this is on your spreadsheet, have a tab for your contacts, friends on LinkedIn, but more importantly, headhunters and recruiters. I love headhunters and recruiters. Very few of them are going to find you the job, but they will all look because they get a commission if they place you. Find them, get their name, get their company name, their email address, and their phone number. They have a bit of turnover, and that's okay. Sometimes they'll reach back out to you when they get to their new company. Sometimes you just put a line through them and you move on, and that's fine. These folks are there to help you find a job. Do not be shy. You have to reach out. You have to push. Recruiters are your friend. So Dice.com, Indeed.com, and LinkedIn. All 3 of those are the places that you're going to find really solid cybersecurity jobs. Another way to do it, and I owe this to my wonderful wife, she gave me this idea, and the reason I have my job today and I had all those opportunities back in 18 is because she told me this, and everybody should do it. Go to rsa.com, find the website for their RSA conference, and you're going to see about 400 to 500 vendors, all in cybersecurity. I went down literally alphabetically to every single one of those companies looking for jobs in the field that I wanted. Sales engineering, solution engineering, and I applied, I don't know, probably to about 80 to 100 jobs off that website. So think about that. There's 500 companies that are there, and I applied to probably 100, and I received one full definite job offer because I took it, and there were 2 or 3 other companies that I was in pretty much final interviewing procedures with. So rsa.com. For those in healthcare, hims.com, maybe hims.org, go to their trade show. But the idea here is to find trade shows in your industry. You can go to Think, and I think there's a site for that. IBM's, RSA. Those are major cybersecurity. Black Hat would work as well. So find conferences and go down that. The last thing I'm going to say is stay away from monster.com, cybercoders, as well as Career Builder. They're really spam factories. So I definitely would stay away from them. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up with this. Be diligent. Looking for a job is having a job. Understand you're going to get rejected and it's not personal. I'm going to have another episode on a resume and how to do that, and I'll talk more about your skills at that point. For now, though, good luck, good hunting, and the jobs are out there. You just need to find them. Thanks a lot.